Hi everyone and welcome back. In the last episode, I've shown you how to create a custom workflow and how to set up a custom issue types for our asset register. If you are first time looking at this video, we are building an information security management system entirely in Jira and Confluence. Today, we will look at how to create custom fields for your issues, and then I will show you a checklist that I think could be used to verify different vendors and different assets. So let's jump right into it. First of all, when we look at our primary asset, we can see that we have here a bunch of different details that we can use. These are by default offered by Atlassian, and what we want to do is a little bit modified. We want to set, for example, asset owner, type, location, classification, and maybe link it also to a risk. So how do we do it? The easiest way is to go into the configuration, and then we can either choose a field from here, or if we don't have it, we go to custom fields. So you can also navigate there through settings and then work items, and then in fields, we will see this section. And in here, we can create a new field. Let's make this field an asset owner field. So what we want to do is assign this to a person. User picker, we want to have one user owner per asset, so it's clear who owns the asset and who is responsible for the asset. Let's call this asset owner. I'm not gonna give any description, just create this. Let's create another field called asset type, and in here we want to have a drop down. We don't want to have cascading, we want to have just a multiple choice select field, and we call this asset type. And let's add options. So options could be some, for example, hardware, software, data, people, services, facility, and so on. You can decide on your own. Let's create this. And we need just a couple more. So let me just wind it up. So now that we have created all of our custom fields, let's add them into this asset view. Now we have the fields that we are showing there always. Description fields are those ones that are big, and then we have here these like context fields on the side. So let's look for asset owner. Let's put it in here. Let's also add the asset classification, the location of the asset, and the asset type. I think at this point we can remove the assignee, we can remove the reporter we can keep. Due day, let's keep it. Priority, let's keep it. Team as well. Maybe we don't need this. And category, category we can keep. Let's save the changes and let's look at our asset. Perfect, and here we have it. So now in the asset, we can always assign an owner to it. We can select classification. Let's say this is a confidential tool asset. Asset location, this asset is located in Berlin or maybe in some other office. And asset type, this could be hardware, software, data, so multiple different ones. And you can also add as many different custom fields as you want that will help you identify, classify your asset, so that it is easier for you to find, to filter for it, and to sort them out. Now let's look into the secondary asset. In the secondary asset, it also populated. In case it doesn't populate also here, just make sure that the fields are also updated in the secondary asset. And now every time we create it, we will see basically these fields in here that we can select. I promise you to give you a checklist for the assessment of secondary assets. So let me grab it and let me place it right into our description in here. Great, I've copied over my checklist for reviewing the secondary assets. It starts with basic description of the asset. We want to have the asset website, and we want to have a basic description of the asset, its purpose, functions in the organization. Then we do first a quick assessment. This quick assessment basically reduces our time in reviewing the asset and going really in depth and into all the different criteria that we have defined. And so here we look at things like, does it handle PHI, PII? Is there some service level agreement? What is the security of it? Is it critical for your operation or not? If it doesn't pass this simple review, then we go into the in-depth assessment. So in this whole checklist, we are just verifying the asset. If we have some human asset, then we also do it in here. And then at the end, we have a short review and assessment. We have the key findings. So it's clear who has reviewed it, what is the action afterwards, when was it reviewed, and then we can just save the checklist. Now, before we created here all of these fields, but what we also want to do is later when we create the risk register, link the asset to the risk register. And the easiest way to do it is actually just by linking it through, through the native linking function of Jira. I will show this to you later. For today, this is all. I hope you've learned something. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, comment down below, or schedule a call with me, and I will continue building the risk register in the next episode. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.